Hello, cruising world. Mick the Suit Guy with you. It's Monday. Monday is Tips Day, as you know. Now, one thing I just learned about Monday is Tips Day from going back and looking through all of my tips is that I'm an idiot because I've repeated some. So I went through all my previous tips, updated the spreadsheet that I thought was accurate but wasn't accurate in what tips I've given out each week. So hopefully, going forward, I won't repeat any tips. Nobody noticed. Probably a bad thing. But if you look back at them, if you go through these week by week, you will see some that got repeated. And for that, I can only apologize and promise that I will do my best, never going to guarantee, my best to make sure it doesn't happen again. Anyway, on to this week's tips. Maybe that was tip number 1. Don't repeat tips. Who knows? We'll find out how many I'm going to give you now. Tips for the week, number 1. Ha ha! It wasn't a tip. It was a go at me for being an idiot. Anyway, these are all from me this week. I got some more guest ones next week. Tips number 1. Make sure you know what drinks you can bring on and how you bring them on. It may sound silly. A lot of people still get a bit confused. But you look online, look at Carnival's FAQs. They're very thorough. They're very clear. They're very good. I will be doing a whole video soon about what you can and can't bring on board and all that good stuff. But as far as drinks go, just be aware that you cannot bring on bottles, not bottles. I have this problem every week. Tacos, whatever, bottles. Can't do our teas. What can I do? You can bring a bottle of wine up to 750 milliliters per person, but you can't bring a bottle of water. You know why? Because it's easy to unscrew and pour vodka in it. I had a problem because I tried pouring beer into a bottle of water and that wasn't allowed either. But anyway, so you can bring on up to 12 cans, sealed cans or cartons of soda, water if you can find it, and all that good stuff, and one 750 milliliter bottle of wine per person. You have to bring it on with you. You cannot put it in your checked luggage. Very, very important. If you put it in your checked luggage, and they find it, they will take it because they're going to think you're trying to take on additional. So you're going to be that smart guy or girl that goes through, puts a dozen in the case and walks through with a dozen thinking you're going to get away with bringing on 24. You might, but you might not. Take it through security when you get on. This is the only way it's legally allowed to be done. And then you can take your 12 cans per person, not per cabin, per person, on with you. And the wine. As far as the water goes, it's very cheap to buy the water online and have it waiting in your cabin for you. If you have Cheers, which I'll do another video on soon, if you have Cheers, you get it as part of the Cheers package and sodas and all that good stuff. So you don't have to worry about it. Be aware it's Pepsi products on board though. So what I do see a lot of times is when I see people taking on a carton or 12 pack of sodas and stuff, it's Coke, not Pepsi. I remember back in the day when they had this Pepsi challenge. Bet you can't tell it's Pepsi, not Coke. I don't think if there's anything on the face of this planet that's more obvious, it's the difference between the taste of Pepsi and Coke. There's no comparison, It doesn't matter what side you're on. I don't judge. I mean, it's not your fault if you like Pepsi over Coke. Who am I to judge? Anyway, moving on. So that's what you can do. Here's one I covered the other week about using your onboard credit to prepay items in advance, right? So if you had $100 onboard credit and you wanted to book a shore excursion for $80, you can use the onboard credit in advance of your cruise to pay for that. I also did a video where keep checking for price reductions on your cruise and stuff like that and take advantage of it. Here's one thing to be very careful of. If you do a price reduction on a cruise and you save $200 on the cruise, but your onboard credit goes down, say it goes down half, say it goes from $100 to $50, right? You take advantage of that cruise, you've used $80 onboard credit already, but now you only have $50. They will cancel the thing you bought for the shore excursion. If you buy Cheers, and you put $200 worth of onboard credit towards it, and your credit goes down to $100, they're going to cancel your Cheers package. If you bought that before the price went up, you're now going to have to rebuy that at the full price. Let me reiterate that for you. If you have onboard credit, again, we'll throw a number out there, $100, and you've used it to purchase something, and you get a price reduction on your cruise, but it knocks the amount of onboard credit down. So you save $300 on the cruise, but your onboard credit went down from 100 to 50. Anything over that 50 that you've already used will be cancelled. Good thing to be aware of. I'm not going to say it caught me out. Might have. I learned the hard way. And I'm helping you to learn the easy way by not making the same mistake I made. You know, one thing, you don't always see on your account what you've used. Like on my side of things as a travel agent, I'll get my clients, I look for them every week, and it still shows the full onboard credit. As they use it, it does not show it being taken away from the balance. So I don't know if they've used it or not. So you may have the same issue when you look online. It may still show you have that full onboard credit, but behind the scenes you've used it. It just doesn't show up on your account. So just be very aware of that. Oh my goodness, I only did 2 tips this week. I'm gonna have to think of a third one. Think. What can we throw in as a last minute tip? I could always steal one from next week, but that's not the way you should do it. You should always do these things off the cuff and have great tips and things that you can do. So yeah, I'm gonna totally steal one from another week because I can't think of one right now. This one, limited appeal, but good to know appeal. Drones. Did you know that drones are allowed, but they must be held in the custody of the chief security officer? So you have to hand them in when you get on board, and you can only use them when you go into port, and you have to check them in and out from that chief security officer when you go ashore. So you cannot hold them in your cabin. This is legitimately written down rules. I'm sure most people bring them on will try to hold it in their cabin, but you're not supposed to. So this will be done on the morning on the arrival into port. So you bring it on, you hand it in, you want it to go ashore with, you request it, they bring it, you go ashore, you do your thing, you come back, you hand it back in, because you are not allowed to use the drone at any time on the ship while at sea or in port or anything like that. Please remember, this is what it says on the site. Please, though, remember, you must check with the ports you go to and see what their restrictions are about flying a drone in their airspace. How about that for a next level tip to end the week on? Drones. You ever seen a drone on a ship? I've never seen anybody taking a drone off or using one. So, but you never know. That could be the tip that helped one person. And if it helps one person, I have done my job. Boom. So there you go. Drones are allowed, but not on the ship, only in port. Got to check them in, got to check them out, take it ashore, make sure you can, bring it back, check it back in, go and have a beer in the Red Frog pub. All right, that'll be your tips for the week. Next week, some guest tips. But for now, subscribe, as always. Little button at the end, just hit it, and you get all these lovely videos. Please, 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 please send me your tips, because I'm learning, and other people are learning through you. I know a lot. I don't know everything by any means. So help me to help you to help them, and send me your tips. Just make them sensible. I've had a couple of really silly ones that could not be used, but you know what I'm saying, everybody. So send me those tips, subscribe, email me if you have any questions. I'm here to help you, and I guess I'll see you next Monday, if not in between, because I've got loads more videos I'm working on. Going back on the Radiance in a couple of weeks, and plans to do a lot more there. I will see you later, Cruising World, on that one.
Any questions? Email me anytime. cruisingsuitguy@gmail.com. I promise I'll reply as soon as possible. Want to book a cruise or any type of travel? We are travel agents. Check out our site, elitetravelconnection.com, or email me, mick@elitetravelconnection.com. We are here for you. Finally, subscribe, please. Pretty please. You know you want to. Go on. I won't beg you. Okay, I'm begging. Please. Subscribe. Thank you.